Have you ever walked past a dark forest at night and felt an uneasy sensation you couldn't quite explain? Maybe you glanced toward the tree line and suddenly felt as though something was staring back at you. You couldn't see anything, you couldn't hear anything unusual, and yet every instinct told you not to look away. Most people dismiss this feeling as imagination. But what if it isn't? What if that strange sense of being watched is one of the oldest survival instincts ever passed down through the human species? Because for most of human history, the darkness beyond the trees was not empty, and our ancestors knew it. Today, when we look at a forest, we often see beauty. We see hiking trails, campgrounds, wildlife, a peaceful escape from modern life. But for ancient humans, forests represented something different. They marked the boundary between safety and uncertainty. The clearing around a campfire could be seen. The people nearby were known. The dangers were visible. But beyond the glow of the fire was a world hidden by darkness. A place where predators moved silently. A place where enemies could approach unseen. A place where one wrong decision could mean death. The forest wasn't feared because people knew what was inside it. It was feared because they didn't. Humans are actually poor nighttime hunters. Compared to many animals, our night vision is terrible. A wolf can see movement in darkness far better than we can. Many predators can hear sounds we never notice. Some animals can detect scents from remarkable distances. Ancient humans knew this, even as they didn't understand the science. When darkness arrived, their greatest advantage disappeared. They could no longer rely on sight. And when the brain lacks information, it starts filling in the blanks. This is where something fascinating begins to happen. Imagine hearing a branch snap deep in the woods. There are two possibilities. It might be harmless, or it might be dangerous. Now imagine your survival depends on choosing correctly. The ancient human who assumed every strange sound was harmless may not have survived very long. But the one who occasionally overreacted, the one who imagined danger when none existed, that person lived to see another sunrise. Over thousands of generations, our brains developed a bias toward caution. A rustle in the bushes became a potential threat. A shadow became a possible predator. A strange sound became something worth paying attention to. In many cases, being wrong was far safer than being right. One of the strangest experiences humans report is the sensation that someone or something is watching them, especially in the dark, especially in the woods. Scientists still study this phenomenon today. Part of it may come from our brain's incredible ability to detect patterns. Humans evolved to recognize faces quickly, to notice eyes, to identify threats. The problem is that this system sometimes becomes too sensitive. A cluster of leaves begins to resemble a face. Two reflections become eyes. A shadow seems to move. Our brains would rather create a false alarm than miss a real danger. And so the feeling remains, even when we know we're alone. Over time, these fears become stories. Every culture on Earth has legends about what lives beyond the edge of the firelight. Forest spirits, monsters, watchers. Creatures hiding among the trees. Different names, different cultures, the same fear. People often assume these stories were created to entertain, but many of them may have served another purpose. They taught caution. They reminded people that the wilderness demanded respect, and they helped explain feelings nobody fully understood. What's remarkable is that modern humans still experience these same emotions. Most of us don't worry about predators outside our homes. We have lights, locks, phones, emergency services. Yet place a person alone in a dark forest, and many of those ancient feelings return immediately. The heart rate rises, the senses sharpen. Every sound feels significant. Because the modern world may be new, but the human brain is ancient. The software hasn't changed nearly as much as the environment around it. So, what did ancient humans think was hiding in the woods? Sometimes it was predators, sometimes enemies, sometimes spirits, sometimes monsters. But perhaps the most interesting answer is this: they didn't know. And that uncertainty was the true source of fear. The darkness beyond the tree line became a canvas upon which the human mind projected every possible threat. The less information available, the more powerful the imagination became. And in many ways, that's still true today. The next time you find yourself staring into a dark forest, listening to the wind rip through the trees, paying attention to that strange feeling, the feeling that something might be there, because that sensation isn't a flaw. It's not a weakness. It's a message carried through thousands of generations. A reminder from ancient ancestors who survived by paying attention when the world beyond the firelight disappeared into darkness. And perhaps that's why, even today, the edge of a dark forest still feels different. Not because something is hiding there, but because a small part of us will always wonder if there is.